So I've been recently listening to Kim Dracula. I started with a music video that I accidentally stumbled upon called "Make Me Famous," and I rather enjoy his material. It reminds me of a lot of bands I have listened to in the past, such as Captain Beefheart and Mr. Bungle, and being a more prime example of a more direct comparison to what he's doing here. And it's very interesting. It's very experimental. It's very genre bending. And somehow he's able to take all these different elements of genres. A lot of the genres he's using is from like the early 2000s, alternative rock, new metal bands like Korn, Incubus, and different like even like what I would call butt rock, and some jazz and some pop and some rap and some hip hop, pop. I mean, he just throws it all in there, and somehow it creates a kind of synchronicity that is pretty brilliant and incredible. How he's able to take all these elements that a lot of the switch ups are so different from one another. You wouldn't think that they would mesh well together, but somehow they mesh well. They connect, and I think that's pretty incredible. Like I said, I think he's not the first to do this. There have been bands in the past. One of the earliest first bands to do this, of course, you have Frank Zappa, you have Captain Beefheart, and which is like, it really takes multiple listens to really pick out the order to the chaos, to find the order in the chaos. Because when you first listen to it, it's kind of hard to process. It's hard for your mind to process and find the order to all the madness. But it's one of those things that it ages better with time and multiple listens, because then your mind knows what's coming. Your mind anticipates the switch ups, and so it's more able to find the order and predict what's going to happen. Whereas when you first listen to it, you don't know what's coming, and it can be quite jolting. So it's one of these that require really time to marinate and to really appreciate. I think I really like what he's doing here, and I have a feeling he's going to become one of my favorite bands as far as like listening to music in my rotation. I think he's going to be a regular in my rotation, and he's very new. I mean, and it's very modern. But like I said, he's doing a lot of impersonations, I think, of artists, and being an impersonator of different artists could either hurt an artist or they can make it their own. And he doesn't come off as like a carbon copy or a copycat of other artists. Like, for example, Incubus was kind of more, especially in his earlier work, a real copycat of Mr. Bungle. Everything from the voice that Brandon, the singer of Incubus, was doing was very Mr. Bungle. I mean, it almost sounded just like the singer of Mr. Bungle. And in Kim Dracula, he does the Brandon voice, or the Mr. Bungle voice, and especially in the more jazzier sessions of his songs, and it almost sounds like a direct copy of what they were doing. But I think what sets Kim Dracula apart from Incubus is that you can tell that this is definitely more of an original work as far as Kim making it his own. Kim is able to make it his own, and And what I loved about Make Me Famous too is in the music video, and he's one of those too that he's so theatrical in his approach that there's a lot of bands, a lot of songs where I don't care to watch the music video. I mean, because the music's way more exciting than the music videos tend to be. But for Kim Dracula being such a theatrical kind of artist, with like the makeup and the costume designs and the storytelling, the music videos, they add such a nice addition to the music that you almost have to watch his music videos to really appreciate the full artistry of what he's doing here. And what I liked about Make Me Famous was what he did genre bending, but he also did gender bending, and I think it's so wild. It's so wild, and it's such a whirlwind of sound and aesthetics that I think is brilliant. I think what he's doing is brilliant. I think he's a true artist, and that's something that's rare. That you don't really see as much these days. So I hope we get more artists like him coming out. We definitely need it. We need some originality, and even though you can tell he's inspired by many other artists, and that comes through, you could tell the way he's using his inspirations is he's not just copying them, but he's truly making it his own. And I think it's brilliant.